All right, hello everybody. Meteorologist Noah Bergren here. Hope you're having a great day so far. It is Thursday, February 12th, 2026. And as expected, we had some clouds out there earlier today. But right now we are seeing some sunshine break out, and it's actually turning out to be not a bad afternoon. But we do have a few sprinkles that are going to form as we head through the evening, especially for those areas around the theme parks, parts of Orange County, and then out towards Lake Sumter and Marion County. So let me know where you're watching from. We're live on Fox Local, YouTube, and Facebook. Hope everybody is having a lovely afternoon so far. There's the live view right now across Central Florida, and you can notice things are looking pretty nice out there. Really not much to talk about at the moment, but there will be a few sprinkles here shortly. I'll show you those in a minute. All right, so let me show you the 500 forecast. The good news is that the cold front that's going to bring rig rain is really slow. It's not going to come through, I don't think, at this point until Monday morning. So other than a passing light shower or two during the race is going to start and the race is going to finish on Sunday. I want to make that crystal clear. So this is some good news. Now, with the brief rain shower or two, even if it only rains for literally 8 minutes, it could rain for 7 minutes, it will rain for 4 minutes, light rain for 4 minutes, that singular 4 minutes of rain could cause 45 minutes or an hour plus of a rain delay to dry the track. So there can be a rain delay or two. I think it's probably a decent bet that there might be a singular shower towards the end of the race that could delay things briefly. Nothing like last year, a few minute rain shower, that's it, nothing heavy. We'll show you that here, though, coming up over the next couple of minutes. So temperatures over the next few mornings are going to be a lot mild. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me pull up some of your comments here on Facebook, YouTube, and then again on Fox Local. Temperatures are going to be really warmer than average here over the next couple of days. In fact, I don't really see much cooler weather for a long while. I mean, if you're not a fan of cold, the good news is that there's really none in sight as far as I can see. So temperatures on this chart, we really haven't had a lot of warmth of late. We'll be starting in the low 60s Sunday and Monday morning of this weekend, which the average low this time of the year sits at about 52. So that's actually some pretty good news there. Where we're not going to have really anything cold, I don't think, for a while. So let me know where you're watching from. I'm pulling up some of your comments here. If you have a question, comment, or a concern, would love to hear from you here on this Thursday afternoon. Here are the rain chances over the next couple of days. And notice we've got Sunday and Monday. Now, I haven't had a chance to update this forecast just quite yet, but I do think the rain chances for Monday are going to trend up. We're probably going to have to put Monday at least at 50%, if not 60%, for the morning, which there could even be some decent thunderstorms Monday morning. I think Monday morning could be a sneaky little strong storm threat through parts of Florida if things hold the way they look right now. So that's something definitely we're going to have to track here over the next couple of days. So rain chances Sunday night into Monday is what it looks like right now. Outside currently, it's just lovely. Temperatures are in the 70s. It's 72 in Titusville, 74 in Orlando, 76 in Kissimmee, 76 in St. Cloud, 74 in Melbourne. So far, we've gotten to near 80 in Winter Haven. I notice all the warmth, too. There's a lot of warmth across the southern United States. 75 in Orlando, 71 in Tallahassee, 77 in Houston, 71 in Dallas, 68 in New Orleans, and 59 in Atlanta. All right, so let me take you outside to the radar currently. Let's get into that. So first things first, we do have a couple of showers. We talked about this last night and this morning, that in this area there would be a couple of showers. I think last night I specifically highlighted this area, so it does look like it's a little bit outside where it looked like, but generally this area is where there'll be a few pop-up showers that track this way through the evening. And those places include Orlando, Longwood, Seminole County, Villages, Claremont, Ocoee, Winter Garden, the theme parks, St. Cloud, Kissimmee. You see a couple showers here, a couple showers here. So let me put this into motion, get you a little loop going here. We'll take a look. Notice a couple of showers, a very light shower, no lightning. In fact, I do have the lightning counter on. A little shower over Cow Creek, a little shower over Daytona. Come back to the west. Actually, a briefly decent little shower. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. A very brief shower. Almost got to the point of a thunder shower. We don't really see a lot of lightning here in February. In fact, it's pretty uncommon. in January, February to see much lightning just because the atmosphere is too cold. But that being said, yeah, that was a decent little shower. You see that right there, right over Bevel's Corner and Center Hill, pretty rural areas. A couple of minutes ago, when we loop this back, here's the current radar. Yeah, so a couple of showers near Bushnell. Some of these showers will hold together towards Mineola and Claremont in the next little while. A couple of showers by the theme parks. You can see here, right by Disney Springs, we had a shower, a little brief shower near Epcot. You see, a little shower about 3 o'clock at Epcot. There'll probably be a couple of more passing little sprinkles. The theme parks being right here. You can see some of these showers up here, and these are going to track to the southeast towards the theme parks as we head forward through the rest of the afternoon in the evening. And also a couple of showers here out by Yeehall Junction in Kenansville and more southern rural Osceola County. But for those at Daytona, I think it's completely dry. There's the speedway. You can see it. There's nothing on the radar, nor do I think there's going to be. So this should be A-okay for tonight. I don't really think there's any chance of rain through the evening in parts of Volusia County. Now, here are the lows for tonight, which is not going to be really that cold. It can be pretty mild. In fact, temperatures in the mid-50s for most places. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute break here coming up on Fox Local and on the stream here. And when we come back, we're going to hear from Brooks Garner for more on the Speedweeks forecast. And then I'm going to talk to you much more about the drought update, because we have some pretty severe drought that is updated. It is Thursday, which means we get a new update on the drought. So if you have a comment or question, put it on YouTube and Facebook. I'll hit you up with the comments coming up in a few minutes. We'll take a quick 2-minute break. Then we'll see you right back here.
Well, like in a NASCAR race, it's all about the timing. And this timing is very important because weather is going to be a major player in this year's event. There's a 60% chance for rain on Sunday for the running of the Daytona 500, and the last 2 have been delayed by rain. In total, of the 67 races, a dozen have had rain-related impacts, whether it's a delay, a postponement, or shortening of the race. Now, the good news is that for a lot of the events this week, starting tomorrow, everything's going to be pretty good. We're looking at decent conditions and warm weather, but we will start to see a chance for a few showers developing this weekend, and then the big question becomes Sunday. So here we are on Tuesday, looking ahead to Sunday. You may be asking, why is the timing of such a question? This is not that long from now, certainly within the range of a 7-day forecast. Well, here's why. The system in question is located way up here by the Crow, about 3,500 miles away. And by its route, it's going to travel a little over 5,000 miles before it gets here, because it's going to go straight south from the Baja of California before, on Friday, moving east. Any change in its direction, even if it's a subtle change, maybe it cuts the corner, maybe it lollygags a little longer, and any change in its velocity, maybe it goes a mile per hour faster or a couple miles per hour slower on any leg of this trip, well, that could change the timing by 12 or 18 hours. So either the rain comes during the race or it doesn't come at all. Maybe it comes well after the race at night. The latest model indications from the European model, which is the one I'm going to show you here, would detail a situation or scenario where a lot of this moisture would come after the race kicks off. The race begins at 2:30 on Sunday, and by Saturday night, we're going to see the approach of the system. Often is the case, even before the main line of this rain gets here, we'll see out ahead of the system showers developing coming in off of the Atlantic. And there's a real potential that during the afternoon on Sunday, outside of all of this mess, we see plain old rain, some showers developing coming in along the I-95 corridor. Any wet track means they have to delay the race. They have to get the jet dryers out there, get the track in working order before they can put the cars back on there for safety issues. Obviously, when this line of storms rolls through on Sunday, that's going to stop the game if the storms arrive during the race. This model depicts it happening at night long after the race is over. So we cross fingers. But it's kind of a wild thing to think of, well, it's Tuesday, this is coming in on Sunday. Why is the timing of such question? Why are we not sure? Well, the answer is it's really far away. It's got a lot of ground to cover. And in this case, a few hours here or there could make all the difference between a successful Daytona 500 and a 3rd year in a row with a rain delay. Stay tuned. We'll have more updates as we get closer to it. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Brooks Garner. Back to you.
All right, we're back here. So tomorrow looks definitely warmer and nicer than what we had out there for today. And the temperature is going to be poking into the mid-70s, it looks like, which would be a little bit better than it was over the last few weeks, that's for sure. I do want to give you an update, though, on drought before we get into more of the Daytona forecast of speed weeks, which we're going to bring in Brooks here coming up in a second. So drought has started back really since about, let's say, October of last year, and the rain deficits have just continued to grow. And now there's several reasons for this. The first reason probably being that we didn't have any tropical systems impact Florida in hurricane season last year, but also it was an early end to the rainy season last year, and it was a drier than normal winter so far. So Gainesville is about 7 inches of rain below normal. Leesburg is about 4. Daytona, Volusia County, 3 inches of rain below what's normal. No. These are some pretty big departures, folks. We need rain. Now, the drought monitor gets updated every Thursday, and what's new today is that extreme drought has grown substantially. In fact, the area of minor drought, I'm going to take this full so you can see it here. The area of minor drought is like teeny tiny compared to what it was last week. Now, if you remember watching this, I'll show it to you in the news tonight. Minor drought earlier last week was like this across central Florida. Now it's just really a sliver of the Space Coast. You see it here from like Cape Canaveral to like Mims and Rockledge, where most of the state is in really bad drought. And in fact, the extreme drought now comes down to Flagler County and into Lake and Sumter counties. We've got pockets of extreme drought down here, pockets of extreme drought here, here, and here. Yeah, so this is pretty bad, folks. And the drought officially is the worst in Florida since 2000. So we have not had a drought this bad in 25 years. Now, the drought monitor only goes back since 2000. So this, in a way, is the worst drought on record for Florida. Now, there are historical examples of droughts and wildfires before 2000, but the actual drought monitor only goes back since 2000, and this is the worst drought we have seen. It's going to continue to get worse. We've got water shortages and burn bans in effect for multiple Florida counties, and that will just continue to grow. So let me show you the zoom in here. So the areas in the burnt orange and the red are at the most extreme risk of fire threats. On days where there's a wind and it's sunny and dry, there's going to be a high threat for brush fires and wildfires. And now we've got extreme drought for all of Marion County, all of Gainesville, Flagler Beach, the Villages. Severe drought now comes down to Daytona and almost Clearmont. We've got moderate drought that you see in this tan all around Orlando and the theme parks, and then just a little sliver of minor drought near Titusville, and that's largely driven by the fact that there was that extreme flash flood event you may remember in October of last year. So that's kind of why that one little blip of a spot is not in as bad of drought as the rest of the state, but in the grand scheme of things, it is very, very small. So we need rain, and it does look like we're going to get some. Sadly, it could coincide with the 500, but I'm actually quite optimistic with this. So here is the early look during the race. Now, rain chances are going to jump up to about 50 or 60%, but after sunset, well after sunset. I will update this here coming up in a few minutes, but we're looking at temperatures probably in the 70s, a mostly cloudy sky, breezy, with a passing light rain shower or two. And I want to show that to you here in the Fox model, our high-res Fox model. And I want you to notice how this is going to play out. So let me cue this up and we'll walk through it. Then we'll bring in Brooks Garner, talk more about Speed Week. So thank you everybody for watching. Here's tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. Things are good. Let me turn on the labels here so you can see them. Here's 9:30 tomorrow. Things are sunny, dry, and good. Here we go into Saturday. Notice there could be some showers out on the west coast of the state, out over here, but that's where they would stay, is likely away from us. If you have a question or a comment, put it in the feed. Let me look before I scroll through the Daytona forecast. I haven't looked at comments in a second. Hello, May J on YouTube. Hello. Hello, William. How are you? Hello, Aaron. What's up? Aaron, how are you? Let me know where you're watching from. Hello, Alice from Winter Haven. Appreciate you always watching us here. I know, I hear you with the drought on the race day. Hello from Titusville, Harry Vanderkamp. Hello, how are you? We had a light rain shower in Clearmont. Everybody wants to know, though, about Daytona. So let's get into it. So tomorrow is good. Saturday is good. Maybe a shower towards Tampa. Now here's Sunday. Sunday. Notice what's going on here is that we've got a big system. Give me a second. Sorry, somebody must have touched the computer. We've got a big system here out towards the west. So by 5 o'clock on Sunday, there was a gnarly line of storms from about Tuscaloosa to New Orleans that extends into the Gulf. But this is 3:30 p.m. Sunday. Look how far that front is from us. It's a long way away. This is not going to come through here till probably like Monday morning, I don't think. Now, the only thing that could impact the race is out ahead of this main line, there could be some sporadic showers that move from southwest to northeast in the afternoon, in the evening. Let me zoom you right into Daytona. Sorry, give me a second. So here is the zoom into Daytona, which you can notice. Let me think. Here's Sunday at 10 a.m. Dry. Here's Sunday at 1. Dry. Here's 3 o'clock. Dry. 4:30. Dry. Let me zoom you in more to the speedway. Here's 4:30. Maybe a brief shower towards the end of the race, but notice that the showers really don't come in until after it's done. You know, this is a shower here at 9:30 p.m. The race should be done by then. But there is a chance towards the tail end of the race. You see here at about 4:30. You know, this is a very light shower that may pass on by. And this one shower may only last like 5 minutes, if that. 5 or 10 minutes as it tracks this way. But a singular 5-minute shower could cause an hour delay. So I do think there's a decent chance that the race will have at least one brief rain delay. But the race is going to start and it's going to finish Sunday, 100%. There's no torrential rain, there's no monsoonal rain, there's anything like last year. This race is going to start on time and it's going to end on Sunday. Could it end at 7:30 or 8 or 8:30 because of a brief shower that caused an hour delay? Yeah, sure. It's not a slam dunk. It's possible that the race is completely dry. But that big stuff out to the west, let me scroll you through here. This stuff doesn't really come in until Monday morning. I mean, you see here, this is 7 a.m. Monday, and those showers and storms are still not even coming in. I mean, look at all these showers out here. They're still yet to come through. Now, when these come through Monday, if they come through in the late morning or midday, there actually could be a stronger severe storm threat, given some wind energy to play with. So that's actually something we will track for Monday. But the race all in all is looking fine. I do want to bring in now meteorologist Brooks Garner, who has much more for you on the Speed Weeks forecast at Daytona.
Well, like in a NASCAR race, it's all about the timing. And this timing is very important because weather is going to be a major player in this year's event. There's a 60% chance for rain on Sunday for the running of the Daytona 500, and the last 2 have been delayed by rain. In total of the 67 races, a dozen have had rain-related impacts, whether it's a delay, a postponement, or shortening of the race. Now, the good news is that for a lot of the events this week, starting tomorrow, everything's going to be pretty good. We're looking at decent conditions and warm weather, but we will start to see a chance for a few showers developing this weekend, and then the big question becomes Sunday. So here we are on Tuesday, looking ahead to Sunday. You may be asking, why is the timing of such a question? This is not that long from now, certainly within the range of a 7-day forecast. Well, here's why. The system in question is located way up here by the Crow, about 3,500 miles away. And by its route, it's going to travel a little over 5,000 miles before it gets here, because it's going to go straight south toward the Baja of California before, on Friday, moving east. Any change in its direction, even if it's a subtle change, maybe it cuts the corner, maybe it lollygags a little longer, and any change in its velocity, maybe it goes a mile per hour faster or a couple miles per hour slower on any leg of this trip, well, that could change the timing by 12 or 18 hours. So either the rain comes during the race or it doesn't come at all. Maybe it comes well after the race at night. The latest model indications from the European model, which is the one I'm going to show you here, would detail a situation or scenario where a lot of this moisture would come after the race kicks off. The race begins at 2:30 on Sunday, and by Saturday night, we're going to see the approach of the system. Often is the case, even before the main line of this rain gets here, we'll see out ahead of the system showers developing coming in off of the Atlantic. And there's a real potential that during the afternoon on Sunday, outside of all of this mess, we see plain old rain, some showers developing coming in along the I-95 corridor. Any wet track means they have to delay the race. They have to get the jet dryers out there, get the track in working order before they can put the cars back on there for safety issues. Obviously, when this line of storms rolls through on Sunday, that's going to stop the game if the storms arrive during the race. This model depicts it happening at night long after the race is over. So we cross fingers. But it's kind of a wild thing to think of, well, it's Tuesday. This is coming in on Sunday. Why is the timing of such question? Why are we not sure? Well, the answer is it's really far away. It's got a lot of ground to cover. And in this case, a few hours here or there could make all the difference between a successful Daytona 500 and a third year in a row with a rain delay. Stay tuned. We'll have more updates as we get closer to it. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Brooks Garner. Back to you. Well, like in a NASCAR race, it's all about the timing. And this timing is very important because weather is going to be a major player in this year's event. There's a 60% chance for rain on Sunday for the running of the Daytona 500, and the last two have been delayed by rain. In total of the 67 races, a dozen have had rain-related impacts, whether it's a delay, a postponement, or shortening of the race. Now, the good news is that for a lot of the events